Hello and welcome along to something a little bit different. In this video, I'm basically updating you on what's going to happen with the Liverpool content on this channel, and that is I am going to be dropping the Red Zone podcast, and instead I'm going to be doing just lots of mini videos as and when I choose to, breaking up whatever is happening at Liverpool for that current week. I just think it's better to do it that way than rather have like one big video in which I talk about a lot of stuff, and then I can then that way I can at least focus on one particular thing and try and get as much detail as information as I can into that one video, rather than put it into a whole big thing and then follow it on with other layers that are also happening. So, for example, this video is going to be about Liverpool's 4-1 victory over Cardiff, and then I'll do one later in the week in which we talk about the Arsenal game, we preview that. And we'll also probably do one about various transfer rumours and other things that are rumoured to be happening, and maybe one on our rivals as well. Maybe there will be like a video in which we talk about our rivals games. Or I might just include that one when I do the preview for the Arsenal game. I haven't really decided yet. But anyway, I'm rambling right now. So, that's what's going to happen. So, let's just jump into it. Liverpool's 4-1 victory over Cardiff. Good result. Good 3 points. Makes it 2 on the bounce in the Premier League. 3 in all competitions. We had a pretty good week last week. We got the job done. It's weird because I'll say it from two different angles. Like, the rotation side of it before the game looked slightly concerned. Even though it was Cardiff, I was still a little bit concerned. Whenever I look at a Liverpool team that features Lovren and Moreno in it, I sort of have this horrible feeling that things are going to go wrong. But as it happened, things actually turned out all right. Like I said, Lovren's actually been pretty good this season. It was mainly Moreno that was my problem. But when you have to see both, you can't help but think just one mistake could really turn the entirety of the game. But no, we did well. And I will say that people that are going, oh, well, you know, you can't really say that Liverpool are finding their form when you beat teams like Huddersfield and Red Star Belgrade and Cardiff. When people say that, I literally point to last year and when we beat Maribor, and I said this last week. We beat Maribor 7-0 this time last year, and that really helped kick on our season. It gave the strikers confidence, it gave the midfielders confidence in which to start expressing themselves with the ball in midfield and starting to play our own football and play the way that we want to play and hurt teams at any given opportunity, and that really helped. So there are things in these lesser games, I think you'd say, because this isn't going to be a bigger game as what next Saturday is going to be. So there are stuff in these little games that are going to be against the little teams, or the lesser teams should I say, that are important as well. We talked about Man City seemingly going to every team in the bottom half of the table and winning in style. And then we talked about, well, at the same time as they were doing that, we had a very, very tough run that was not only tough mentally but physically as well. And we came out of that pretty much unscathed, with 1 or 2 hits here and there, but pretty much in the Premier League we were kind of unscathed. And now we looked at the head of our fixture list, and we've got pretty much a similar sort of run to what City had, with the exception of Arsenal. And we have to now do that job. We have to now go to these teams and win in stylish fashion. And so far, I mean, Huddersfield wasn't stylish, but we got the job done. Cardiff at times wasn't stylish, but we got the job done. Red Star was pretty much a walkover, you know. So we are getting the job done, and then people will go, "Oh, well, they're just smaller teams, aren't they?" It's like, yeah, well, these are the kind of teams that you go to, that some teams go to, and still don't manage to pick up wins. So you can't really say that. You can't really say that because at the same time, then you're calling out the Premier League as a whole of being poor. Because you say the Premier League's the best league in the world, and then you go to these lesser teams and go, well, they're not good enough. So if they're not good enough, A, why are they here? And B, that surely means that outside of like the top 10 teams in the Premier League, we're only working with half a league that's good enough. That can't make the Premier League the best league in the world then. I'm probably rambling and I'm probably lost you all a little bit on that. But it made sense in my head, don't worry. Like, if it makes sense in your head or you kind of get where I'm coming from, then that's good as well. But yeah, like, this was a good game in parts. I felt like we were good in some parts, and then in other parts we just took our foot off the pedal a little bit, and it was just sort of like we were trying to breeze through it. And to be fair to Cardiff, they actually did dig in. They showed real grit, and they didn't roll over like I thought Southampton did a few weeks ago. It made it for an interesting game, especially when they went 2-1, when they came back to 2-1. I thought in the past, if it was 2-1, we may have gone on to lose at least 2 points. It was like 10 minutes to go or something along them lines. It's 2-1, and I did honestly think that if it was like a year or two ago, with the way that we normally play, where we just go gung ho and we just attack as our best form of defense, and then if we actually do get caught on the counter, we'll try and hope that they mess up or something. I did honestly think that maybe a couple of years ago we may have actually lost 2 points at the very least, but I was pretty confident that we would see this game out. And to be honest, when it was 2-1, it actually helped us a little bit, because they were smelling the possibility of some sort of equaliser, and we just hit them on the break a couple of times. Shaqiri with a great goal, and then of course the Mane and Salah counter-attack, in which Mane finished off very well. And it just made it a really good 3 points to get, and it was just a game that we can come out of and go, yep, we got the job done. We got a few goals under our belts. It's been a good week in which we've got plenty of goals. We're starting, it seems, to find a little bit of form in the midfield area and the striking area, so that's good going forward. And now we can go on to like Arsenal, and then the one I've been looking forward to, and this is outside of the Cardiff game as well. Like, when I was looking at this run of fixtures, the one game that I was looking forward to the most in this run was the Fulham game. And I tell you why, because whilst Cardiff have been a little bit unfortunate in their opening games, like, yeah, they're lacking quality in all kind of areas, but they work hard as a team. They're a bit like Huddersfield last year. They were lacking quality in key areas, but they worked hard as a team, and that's what made them stay up. Cardiff are very similar to that, but I look at Fulham in comparison, and I think they've got a good attack. And you know, it's not the best, but it ain't terrible either. It's pretty good, and if they can just get that sorted, that'd be fine. But their defense is absolutely shocking. Their defense is absolutely in disarray. It's unorganized. There's no responsibility back there, and of course I'll go into this more and more as the weeks go by and we come into that game. But the Fulham game is the one game, because I thought we would definitely get a lot of goals there. A lot of goals. We don't even have to be on form, I don't think. I just think that if we're even half as good, we will get a lot of goals there. But I'll get onto that more and more. As I say, the Cardiff game, I thought Alisson had very little to do in goal, but there was very little he could have done about the goal itself that we conceded. I thought it was a little bit poor defending to begin with. I thought Moreno got caught out of position for the goal. Other than that, I thought he had a pretty good game, to be fair. I mean, I know, like I say, the argument is like, great. Even Moreno can have a half decent game against the Cardiff side. It's like, okay, I understand that. Maybe Robertson did need a rest as well, which was kind of good. I like to see the rotation. But yeah, I did think the one mistake Moreno made was probably being caught out of position, because I think he went to charge down the ball and it just got played around him, so he missed out. But apart from that, I thought Moreno had a pretty good game, as did Lovren, as did Van Dijk, as did Trent. Usual sort of games from them four. Gini Wijnaldum in the midfield. Him and Fabinho, the balance that they had, and like the pivot where one goes, one stays, and then they kind of alternate here and there, was really, really good. And I'm really looking forward to seeing if this continues to be a thing. I'll also be interested to see if Fabinho starts against Arsenal. I don't think he will. I think we'll bring Milner back into the lineup for the Arsenal game. But if this is going to happen, I would love to see it. I would love to see the midfield next Saturday of Gini Wijnaldum, Fabinho and Shaqiri. I think that would be really, really good midfield to see. I can see Gini and if it happens, just the pivot that them two play, along with Shaqiri's playmaking and free roam, would be very, very good to see next week. And I also have to ask this. I've been praising Gini Wijnaldum throughout most of this season. Honestly, who would have thought he would have become a key player for us? He has been one of our most consistent players this season. He was pretty much out the door in the summer. There were rumours of him leaving. There were rumours of him not having anything to do with Liverpool anymore. When we signed Keita, when we signed Fabinho, the whole general consensus is that Klopp will go with a midfield of Fabinho, Keita, and then either Henderson or Milner in the midfield going forward, and that would leave Wijnaldum out. That would leave Wijnaldum as sort of like our backup player, many people thought that Wijnaldum wasn't happy with that and that he'd leave. And obviously, when you think about it, when Ox comes back from injury towards the end of that season, because we didn't really know at the timeline of his injury. When you thought that, you just thought, there doesn't seem a place for Wijnaldum, but he has really stepped up his game over recent weeks, and it's great to see. And like I say, he's become a key player for us. Lallana midfield was okay. Could have got a goal if it hadn't been for goal line clearance, but I prefer Shaqiri, and Shaqiri proved it when he scored his great goal. Salah, he got his goal and he's starting to find form. Mane got 2 great goals and was working hard. And Firmino, at time, like, I will say this, the front three at times during this game were okay. And the upside was like they weren't all good at one time, all bad at next time. It was sort of like between a few minutes, Salah was good, but Mane wasn't quite up to scratch. And then Mane was very good, but Salah wasn't. And then Firmino was good, but then Mane wasn't. And they were all kind of like shifts. They were like shifts of play in which, like, 1 or 2 of them weren't as good as the other one, and they kept on rotating that. They weren't all very good for 90 minutes, which you can't really expect, but at the same time, it was good that they just weren't all either bad at the same time and just work. It was just very good to see that they were working hard nonetheless, and you can kind of tell that Salah's finding a bit of form. Mane's slowly getting his confidence back. Firmino's the one that's taking a little bit more time, because at times his build-up play looks good, and then at times his build-up play is a little sloppy. He's just taking a little bit more time than the others, but you can kind of tell that it's slowly picking up still. Like, the ideas are all starting to build up. The execution just isn't quite there yet. But it's still good to see that everyone is slowly finding their form. It's still good that we're winning games. The unfortunate thing is, obviously, is that we couldn't keep a clean sheet. But hey, nothing's ever perfect. And I say you can't read too much into this result, but at the same time, you can't disregard it either. Like I say, the next week against Arsenal is going to be a big game. They're on a run. of like 11 or 12 games unbeaten in all competitions. Their winning run came to an end on Sunday against Palace, and I will be analysing that in another video. I'll be talking about what I picked up from the Arsenal Palace game and where I think we can hurt Arsenal, and what I think that they can do against us that we have to be wary of. But bring it on. That's all I can say. Bring it on. Great result against Cardiff, 4-1. Bring on Arsenal. Guys, if you have any comments on this Cardiff game, let me know. Let me know what you thought of individual player performances. Let me know what you made of the win. Let me know what you think of the future of this. Also, let me know what you think of the video itself. Do you prefer the podcast, or do you prefer mini videos like this? All your comments, thoughts, opinions will be greatly appreciated in the comment section below. Otherwise, guys, hit that like button on the way out if you like the video. Subscribe if you're new or want to see more content like this. I've been Fletch. This has been a Talking Liverpool video. I'm gonna call it a Talking Red video. Something along those lines. I haven't quite decided yet. Yeah, there's been another video from Fletch, and I'll speak with you all again soon in another video.